You don't need six-pack abs or a chiseled jawline to turn heads. Some men give off magnetic vibes just by walking into a room. Let's find out if you have that magnetism in you. The world doesn't always say it out loud, but attractiveness doesn't disappear with age. It just changes shape. It's no longer about abs or a full head of hair. It's about presence, confidence, and the way people respond to you, even if they don't say why. You might not notice it in the mirror, but others do. The way they linger in conversation, the way they glance your way and smile, the way they come to you for advice or simply feel at ease when you're near. That's not luck, that's not coincidence. That's the quiet kind of attractiveness that only grows with time. In this video, we'll share 5 subtle signs you're still a good-looking older man, even if you don't see it yourself. Not based on vanity, not about chasing youth, but about the timeless qualities that make people stop, look, and lean in, without even knowing why. Stick around until the end, because number 5 is something you can start doing today to bring all of this together. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. Younger women feel instantly comfortable around you. You might not think much of it, but if younger women seem to relax around you, linger a little longer in conversation, or open up without hesitation, that's a sign of something powerful. It's not about flirting, it's about presence, the kind that feels safe, steady, and grounding. In a world full of fast talkers and shallow charm, your quiet confidence is a breath of fresh air. Younger women especially pick up on that. They might laugh a little more freely around you. They ask questions, share stories, and feel seen, not because of how you look, but because of how you listen. They sense maturity, not the boring kind, the earned kind, the kind that says, "I've lived through storms and I'm not easily shaken." You don't have to try to be interesting. You already are, simply by being fully present and at ease in your own skin. Maybe you've never noticed it before. Maybe you chalked it up to being polite. But make no mistake, when people, especially younger women, feel naturally drawn to your energy, it's not random. They're responding to the quiet strength you've built over a lifetime. And whether you see it or not, that calm, magnetic presence is one of the most attractive things a man can carry. So next time someone lingers in conversation, smiles just a little longer, or says, "I feel like I can talk to you," pay attention, because what they're really saying is, "You make me feel safe, seen, and drawn in." And that is a sign of something deeper than good looks. That's timeless appeal. Number 2, people compliment your style, scent, or grooming, even in passing. It might seem small, but if people keep saying things like, "You always look sharp," or "You smell great," pay attention. They're noticing something deeper than just your clothes. They're picking up on care, pride, confidence. You see, in a world where many stop trying after a certain age, a man who still shows up polished, well-groomed, neatly dressed, maybe with a signature cologne, stands out. Not because he's trying to look younger, but because he respects himself. That kind of self-respect shows, and more often than not, it draws people in. Maybe you're the guy who always has a clean shave, or the one who knows exactly what kind of shirt fits just right. You don't have to wear designer labels or trendy sneakers. You just need to show you still care about how you present yourself. That's what people are responding to. When someone compliments your appearance, your scent, your posture, your shoes, they're not just being polite. They're picking up on your energy, your intention, your presence. They're seeing a man who hasn't given up on himself. And whether you realize it or not, that stands out more than you think. Because true attractiveness isn't loud, it's consistent. It's in the way you move through the world with quiet pride. So if people are still giving you compliments, especially the kind that feel oddly specific, don't brush them off. Those little remarks, they're proof that someone sees you and they like what they see. Number 3, strangers hold eye contact longer than normal. You're standing in line, minding your business, and then, out of nowhere, you notice someone looking your way. Not a stare, not awkward, just longer than usual. It could be at the grocery store, the coffee shop, or while you're walking down the sidewalk. A glance that turns into a quiet moment. A second or two of connection before they look away with a smile. Most people wouldn't even think twice. But if it keeps happening to you, you might be giving off something you don't even realize. That's not a coincidence. That's attraction. And no, it's not always romantic, but it is a response to your energy, your posture, your calm, the way you move through the world without needing attention, but earning it anyway. You see, people, especially women, notice presence. They notice confidence that doesn't shout. They notice a man who seems grounded, sure of himself, and at peace with who he is. It's not about being handsome in the traditional sense. It's about being magnetic. And eye contact is often the first clue. That lingering glance says, there's something about you. It says, you made me feel something, even if I don't know what. Some men walk through life invisible. You? If people are holding your gaze just a little longer, you're not invisible at all. You're seen. So the next time someone makes eye contact and holds it for just a beat too long, don't dismiss it. They felt something. And whether you believe it or not, your presence left a mark. That's not just confidence. That's quiet charisma. And it speaks louder than words ever could. Number 4, people ask for your advice or perspective without hesitation. It starts casually. A neighbor brings up a personal issue. A younger family member asks, "What would you do in my situation?" Or someone simply sits beside you and starts talking without really knowing why. That's not just respect. That's attraction to something deeper. When people seek out your opinion or open up to you without prompting, it's because they feel something when they're around you. Stability, clarity, strength. You may not see yourself as a good-looking guy, but the truth is, physical appearance only scratches the surface. Real attractiveness, especially in your later years, shows up as emotional presence. You listen more than you speak. You don't rush to fix things, but when you do offer insight, it's thoughtful and calm. That energy, it's rare, and people, especially women, are drawn to it. They're not just looking for advice, they're seeking grounding. They want to be around someone who's lived, who's faced the hard days and didn't crumble. And maybe that's you. You might not realize how magnetic that makes you, but when people start sentences like, "Can I ask you something?" or "I don't know why I'm telling you this," that's your sign. You're a safe space, a steady presence. And whether they know it or not, they're pulled in by it. So if you find yourself in those conversations that start small and stretch into something deeper, where people seem to open up with ease, don't chalk it up to chance. It means you're radiating something powerful. A kind of confidence that's not loud, but lived in. And that kind of presence, it's not just admired, it's attractive. Number 5, you carry yourself with quiet confidence. You don't need to be the loudest guy in the room. You don't need to command attention. And yet, people notice when you walk in. That's not an accident. There's a certain kind of confidence that only comes with age. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to prove anything. It just is. It's in the way you stand, the way you listen, the way you let silence speak louder than noise. A younger man might try to impress with flashy words or a firm handshake, but you've learned that real strength is quiet. Maybe you're the guy who greets people with warmth, never forced, always genuine. You don't interrupt, you don't compete, you just show up, fully present, fully yourself. And that alone is powerful. People feel safer around you, more grounded, like they can be themselves, because you're already at peace with who you are. That's not something you can fake. It's not something you can fast track. It's earned through years of living, losing, learning, and leveling out. And the best part, you might not even know you're doing it, but others do. They feel it. They lean toward it. They trust it. This kind of presence, it's rare. It's calming. It's deeply, quietly attractive. So if people seem more relaxed when you're near, if they stop to listen when you speak, or seem to gravitate toward your calm energy, don't brush it off. You're carrying something special, a steady confidence, the kind that makes people feel like they're in good company. And that's one of the most attractive qualities a man can have, at any age. So let's recap. Younger women feel comfortable around you, not because you're trying to impress them, but because your presence puts them at ease. People compliment your style, scent, or grooming, a quiet sign that your self-respect shows. Strangers hold eye contact longer than normal, proof that your energy leaves a mark. Others seek your advice or open up easily because they sense wisdom and emotional strength. And you carry yourself with quiet confidence, the kind that speaks louder than words ever could. If any of these signs sounded familiar, don't second guess it. You're still turning heads, not by chasing youth, but by embodying the kind of presence that only grows stronger with time. Attractiveness after 60 isn't about what you've lost, it's about everything you've gained. If this resonated with you, even just one sign, drop a comment below and let us know. What's something you've earned with age that you never had when you were younger? And don't forget to subscribe to Elder's Almanac, where growing older means growing stronger, wiser, and never facing it alone. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay strong.